In the late 1930s, something remarkable happened in classrooms all across Ireland. Thousands of school children were sent out with nothing more than a copybook and a pencil and a mission. They were to gather the old stories, the cures, the legends, the customs, and the memories of their own families and neighbours before they disappeared forever. The result became one of the greatest folklore archives in the world, the school's collection. More than 500,000 pages of handwritten tales, collected from every corner of the country, capturing the voices of ordinary people and the traditions that shaped their lives. Today we're opening those pages again. Each episode will bring you one of these stories, told just as it was remembered, passed down and preserved. So settle in, because this is Ireland, as our grandparents and great-grandparents knew it. And these are the stories they wanted us to keep. Let me tell you a story from the Cloncoose district in County Leitrim. A story the old people whispered and the young ones feared. For a long time, the people there were troubled, deeply troubled, and they blamed it all on a certain old woman. Anything that went wrong, a sick cow, spoiled milk, a run of bad luck. Her name was always mentioned, but she was a sly one, and no one could ever catch her in the act. In time, the people's patience wore thin. Their cows were giving milk, but no butter could be churned from it. And that was the final straw. So they decided to watch her. One morning, at daybreak, they saw her slip out of her house and into the fields, gathering the early dew off the grass. Now, the people believed that cows got their butter from the morning dew, and if the witch, as they called her, took it first, well, the cows would be left with nothing. But she was too cunning to be caught. Whenever they came near, she would change into some animal and vanish into the hedges. At last, they brought in famous greyhounds and strong dogs and lay in wait. Sure enough, she appeared at dawn and began her strange work. The watchers rushed out, and she changed into a hare and bolted across the fields. The dogs gave chase. She outpaced them all, except one renowned greyhound. He wore her down, and she was forced to run for her own little house. Just as she leapt through an open window, the greyhound caught her from behind. She managed to get inside, but not before he tore a piece from her hindquarters. When the men arrived, they found her sitting in the corner of her hut, rocking herself and wailing. She cursed them, threatened them, and carried on something fierce. But one sharp-eyed man noticed blood beneath the stool she sat on, and they knew at once she was the hare. When they tried to examine her, she screamed and fought, but there was no denying it. A large piece of her hip was missing. A big, strong fellow, whose cows had suffered most from her tricks, lost his temper. He lifted a heavy stick and struck her dead. The killing was reported to the authorities of the time, and a council was held in the hut. They gathered the people of the district and decided on a trial by ordeal. It was believed that if a killer touched the corpse, the dead would begin to bleed. One by one, the neighbours were brought in. Each touched the old woman, and nothing happened. At last, the real culprit entered. He looked at the witch, raised his fist, and struck her on the nose and forehead. "You old witch," he said, "dead or alive, I was never afraid of you." And with the blow he gave her, well, there was no telling whether she bled or not, so no conviction could be made. And so ends the tale of the Witch of Cloncoose. A story passed down, whispered in kitchens and by firesides, where truth and fear often shared the same seat. Was she truly a witch, or just an old woman caught in the crosswinds of belief and blame? In Leitrim, the bog remembers, and sometimes when the dew is heavy and the dogs won't settle, you might wonder if she's still out there, gathering what's not hers. Thanks for watching The Bog Signal. If you like this tale, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and let the stories find you. Bye for now.